Well, we stay with justice now. Section 75 groups, what are they? Well, under the Northern Ireland Act, they include the homeless, racial minorities, people with disabilities and the gay community. The Law Society says it wants to make the justice system more accessible for these groups. Well, I'm joined by the Society's president, Michael Robinson. So what is Section 75?
Well, at the time of the Good Friday Agreement, there was a realisation by our politicians in Northern Ireland that the community is not made up of two sides. It is a pluralist community. It's made up of people of many different backgrounds, many different creeds, colours, sexuality, people with disability, people without. It's a very wide community, and Section 75 was brought in to give them rights which are enforceable and which the public authorities are required to look at when deciding what to do with.
Are we not all equal under the law?
Well, we're meant to be all equal under the law. The purpose of the series of events that the Law Society is undertaking over the next couple of months is to look at these categories of minority groups and the legislation applicable to them, and to see whether or not it is working, whether or not the legislation that was brought in with good intent is actually on the ground, on a day-to-day basis, working to protect the rights and to advance those of people who fall within minority categories.
Are you saying that they are not being served at the moment by the judicial system?
No, I'm not saying that, but the purpose of the whole series of events through the Law Society over the next couple of months is to investigate that with the interest groups concerned, to bring in interested people, to discuss these issues, and then to decide in concert with them whether or not they are being served. We don't know, but we're interested. It's now 15 years on from the legislation come in. Is it working? Is it not? It's now time to look at that.
Your profession can at times seem remote to the best of us. So I'm just wondering, is there not more that you should be doing to make sure that people don't feel excluded?
Well, part of the purpose of doing this series is precisely to meet that head on. We want to engage with the community. It's very important to solicitors in the community who on a day-to-day basis are enforcing these rights for people, on a day-to-day basis who are advising these people. It's very, very important that we engage with them, on a proactive basis, on a direct basis, to see whether or not what their needs are, to establish what their needs are.
In a couple of seconds, the judicial system is now a devolved matter. Should politicians be doing more?
They may very well be. Hopefully we will decide that in concert with our interest groups over the next couple of months. The purpose is to look into that and decide whether the legislation is working or whether something else should be done by our local politicians.
Michael Robinson, thank you very much.